playing a 25 deep stack, now a $10 deep stack. I'm going to play a PKO $50 tournament very soon, in a few minutes. So those three for now. Potentially we're going to add a fourth one. Let's see how these go. Not many players in them today, so we definitely have a chance to win them. Although, I must say, it didn't start very well. I 3-bet here in the small blind with ace-jack suited against the button open just before I started recording, and then the big blind cold called and the flop came with 3 low cards, all spades. I had clubs, which just wasn't great. And here, this one is quite interesting. I'm going to cold 4-bet this one. Do 22 big blinds. There was a button raise, the small blind 3-bet. We have ace queen off. Definitely good enough to call 4-bet, and we do get it through. So that is very nice. So I hope you can hear me. I've had some issues with the sound, which is not great, but I hope this will work a bit better today. I hope you can also see everything well. And if you have any questions, do let me know. As you can see from the title and the thumbnail here, I am giving away 5 times $100 MTT tickets. So I'm gonna do the draw by the end of next week. So you have the chance to apply for it. And I would say the chances are pretty good because I don't think many players have a CoinPoker account or are willing to get one, but I think it really is worth getting one. Even if you just don't even deposit any money in it, you're still eligible to get the $100 ticket. And now we have to concentrate here. So on this board, I'm playing big bet or check. I'm just going to check this one behind with my king high. And he now bets half pot. Against this, I am definitely going to call once. And let's see what he does here on the river. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to call this one here. I've just left it too long. I'm just going to check, and he had the 7 there. Fair enough. I was going to actually bluff the river, even though I had some showdown value, but then I got distracted here. And here this guy bets half pot with my 3 high, even with the back doors. I'm not going to open those. So the third tournament is starting. As I said, we are going to be live very soon. 5-3. I am going to just limp with this one. And it's so predictable that these players, when they see a limp, they just have the reflex to raise, but that's fine. 5-3 suited is okay. And this one's pretty good too. I can now go with a small donk. And here I'm just going to call 10-9 suited. And this is a pretty good one. Yeah, and once again, the reflex, that's fine. I'm going to call with our pair of 5s here. This guy now bets. We are definitely going to raise this one. Here we are going to check call once again with our open-ender, and now second pair. Even though he bets pretty big, I still think he can have ace-king, ace-queen, king-queen, lots of hands there. Definitely going to call. And 10 on the river, not great, but definitely still have a chance to win this one. Okay, he's thinking what to do. That usually means he's going to fire a bet. He is going to fire a bet, and he's firing a pretty big one. The thing is, there are draws that miss, and we didn't filter at all. I'm going to bluff catch on this one. It's blind versus blind. He triple barrels and quite big every time. I just think we have a chance. And he did have 4 kings. Okay, fair enough. That's okay. Of course, it's not great, but that is all right. Okay, here we can fold here. This is one where I am going to call on the button. In a cash game, I probably wouldn't call there, but in a tournament, I'm okay with that. He bets quite small, but he shouldn't do that for sure. So we can just raise this one. We are in position, make it 3.5x. Did call though, which is interesting. So now we don't have much equity and we don't have anything going for us here, sadly. He now bets really small on this river, but I don't think I can, even if I jam here. It's unlikely I'm just going to fold. I tried my luck. Sadly, didn't work out. Now we have pocket kings ourselves. And of course, now there's hardly any action when we have the goods. Okay, well, that's fine. We're getting 3-bet. 20, yeah, I mean, doesn't really matter. I can just call. And I think I'm just gonna jam here. If he has a queen, if he has jacks, whatever, he won't believe me. He'll call there with jacks or tens. Just getting it in here. Fortunately, he folded. Here we can call with jack 5 suited. Another flush draw. Definitely going to raise this one again. Do like check raises. And we get it through. So yeah, the hand earlier with my pocket kings, and then I just check jammed the flop. It was because we were quite short, and yes, maybe I could have just check called there, but I don't know if he would have bluffed so much, and I thought that he would just call off a lot of hands there. Okay, here my usual trick, limping in the small blind and then betting. Now that he called, I will check. And when he bets, I will fold. Yeah, let's see if there is another tournament that we could play soon. Yeah, maybe I'll play another $25 one. Let's see, what time is that? In about half an hour. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna add that one into the mix as well. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with the sound here. It just doesn't seem to be working properly. And I do not know why. Okay, Jack 10 suited, Jack 7 suited, my fold, Jack 7 suited, Jack 10 suited. I'm just gonna call behind in this four-way pot. This is really annoying with the sound. I'm very sorry about that. I don't know what to do, but yeah, that's really not a lot of fun for you guys watching. I definitely understand that. Okay, 9-8. I am going to call against the bin raise on the button. This guy is already quite short stacked. Although, that said, I only have 46 big blinds myself. He c-bets, not much else to do than to call here with top pair. King, pretty good card for him, which also means that it is over bluffed. Definitely going to call this one. And now on the 8, question is whether I want to bet something. I am just gonna go and try to induce. Gonna bet 3 big blinds here with my 2 pair. If he's got a good king, he will raise anyway. But he just folds to my tiny, tiny, tiny bet. Okay, what do we have here? We have a raise, we have an all-in. King 8 suited, not quite the hand I'd like. Ace 3, this will be another limp here. This is the guy that had the pocket kings earlier. Okay, so now we're just going to start with a check. He bets, and we can call the 1 big blind for sure. Not loving this turn, but also he should take it a bit slower now. Definitely going to call again. Now we have 2 pair. If he doesn't have the queen, I think we have a decent chance of winning this one. He bets small again. The 2 pair, definitely going to call this one. And he had 2 pair as well. He actually flopped 2 pair, we flopped 1 pair. What a setup for blind versus blind. Okay, here on table 2, 9-7 suited in the big blind. Definitely going to call. You're not gonna call. We do have. So we are going to bet this one. And he just folds. Happy with that, even though we did have top pair. But if he folds 2 overs, I'm very happy with that. Here, pocket tens, definitely gonna go for a raise or a squeeze. So yeah, this one on the bottom left here is progressive knockout tournament, which means that we can get it in a bit lighter if needs be. Okay, here we don't necessarily need to bet, but we can bet. I am just gonna range bet this one. I know it's not really a range bet board, but I think that's fine. Pocket eights can go either way. We are going to 3-bet them now on the button. Okay, now that he called there, I am just going to check this one. Probably going to call. Yeah, we got another cold caller here. That is interesting. I am going to bet small. Okay, so now with the 9 here, I think I can try to get... Wow, can I really? I'm just gonna check that there's just not much. Maybe ace high would call there, but it's unlikely. And now he's betting big, so we did filter a little bit. He did call. So this is a tricky one. He's saying he's got at least a jack there. Still has so many overs that he would have called that he can try to get me off. And yep, that's exactly what's happening. Ace queen. He bluffed ace queen there. And that's quite good to make this analysis. So I just thought I didn't really get him to filter him, because he would call with broadways pre-flop, and then when I c-bet range there on the flop, he would also call with those sort of hands, and then check on the turn, and then on the river, when I check again, then he's just trying to get me off a hand. Well, basically ace king, not much else. Okay, here queen 10 suited, we can call. I mean, we're not super deep, but that's okay. 4 ways to a flop. Second pair. And a gut shot. So we would call, but this is quite a big one. So because it makes it so big, and there are 2 players behind, even though I don't think necessarily that they have nutted hands, but I have to fold the second pair here against this big bet. Yep, you see there is a call behind. Also, we're not deep enough for me to potentially stack him, although even that's dangerous because I wouldn't be drawing to the nuts if a jack comes. And then we lose to ace 10. Okay, jack 9 suited. We are going to continue with our limping strategy. This is pretty good. Definitely going to c-bet with our open-ender. And now I'm just going to go with the overbet. And now that we have the straight, we can just shove. And let's see if we get a crying call from a queen, potentially a 10. Unfortunately not, though. Okay, we have top pair, which is great. Going to go rather big top pair, top kicker. check raise, that's interesting. Definitely calling. He's just shoving now. That is interesting. What does he have? I mean, is this the player who could be doing this quite light? But what's he representing here? Two pair, a set, but he wouldn't have to go that big. I am just going to call. And he got an open-ender, and we take it. That's really good. Yeah, so welcome if you're watching. Unfortunately, I think I have a problem with the audio, but it's difficult. I can't really fix it now while I'm doing the stream. Ten six suited, we can just about call this one. Because he's quite short stacked, I am going to check raise this and then give up. Did call, we do improve here. So I can continue barreling now. And he does fold. King 10, still starting with a limp, and he snap checked, which means that he was going to fold. Okay, pocket 8 is a hand that I do want to raise now. Five, six suited, we can definitely raise this one. That's a decent flop for our hand. And because it's a paired board, I'm definitely going to c-bet it. We're getting check raised again. That's fine though. Do I even want to get it in? I think I have. Yep, and we fold. We take it down with 6 high. That's a thing, like we have a lot of leverage here against a short stack in a tournament. And what was he representing there? Really just a 7, and he might be slow playing that one. So definitely jamming there. And if he calls with an overpair, we still, or with anything really, we still have 8 outs, which is about 33-34%. So I'm happy with that in case we do get called, but I expect a lot of fold equity there. So that is quite good. Okay, let's raise 8-7 suited. And punish straight away. And I'm just gonna fold this one. Here, 8-6 off. I'm gonna call. I know it's 3 big blinds, but we have position. Definitely gonna start with a bet here. Ace deuce off is a fold. Gonna put the pressure on now. This hand, definitely gonna go 8 big blinds. Now mixing it up with the queen 10 off, raising. That's pretty good. And here we can now go for the raise. Not for the raise, the bet I mean. Here we are going to bet. Here checking on table 2. King jack, definitely a call. We got it through here and we won there too. 7 is decent card. The river is not great, but we are going to bet small, hoping to get called by worse, which is the case. So, it's going a little bit better now. A7 suited, we can raise this one. Yeah, not ideal. Definitely still gonna see bet in position. We get it through. That's A7 of clubs on table 3 now. Okay, here we can. Actually, this is too big. Let's make it 5.3. Maybe this is too linear. I should be slightly more polarized, I guess. We're definitely going to 3-bet A7 suited. And we take it down with the Ace-10. And there will be a 5-minute break now. So I'm gonna keep streaming. Actually, going to have a look if I can see if I can do something with the sound settings. Not sure, but I will be back in a few minutes. continue. Back. And we have Ace King on table 3. Well, 8-4 off is definitely a fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 overs and a gutter. He now donks, so that's fine. I am going to just call this one. Turn card's not great. He bets again, fairly big. I will have to fold. There's just a lot that can beat us, even though his range isn't filtered, but I still don't want to put in a lot of money with ace high on such a board. That is clearly better for the big blind. Table 1, I have someone who probably hasn't returned from the break yet. Been tanking for about a minute. Not fun, but that's what happens in tournaments. Okay, we can call 9-5 clubs. Does check, and now we have an overbet here. And we get it through. 9 high, excellent. Just checking, I'm number 1 in this tournament out of 24 players left. That's not shabby. 10-3, we can limp. Makes it 3.5x. Did last time he raised me, he had kings, but he made it 4 big blinds. Now he makes it 3. He bets we have bottom pair and a couple of backdoors. Definitely not going anywhere at this stage. The king's a pretty good card, makes it less likely for him to have a king. He bets small again, which is interesting. I'm going to call. And now we have a boat, but not a great one. So I'm going to check and probably bluff catch rather than go for value. He goes quite big now. He's really there. And with this run out, I just have to call. His range is not filtered at all. I do have to call. And he has a 3 as well. That's actually quite a polarization mistake there, I think, on the river. to go so big with a 3, because you're not going to get called by anything worse, really. The ace-8, I am going to call this. It's a tournament after all. And that's a decent flop from my hand. He should check a lot of his range, and I will just check behind because he can still have some traps there. Ace king again on this bottom table. Now, not much else to do there than to call. Here we are going to raise. Here, obviously, we set a call. Spades coming in, not ideal. But he checks, and I don't think there is much value to be had. So I'm just going to check, and yeah, he had queen high. Fortunately, he does not go for the c-bet. I'm going to check again. Now ace king gets there, although shouldn't have a lot of it, but if someone has it, then this will be him. Oh, and look at this run out. It's just absolutely appalling. I am going to bet for value now, but could hardly have been any worse. Okay, here we can just fold. We do win it at least, but it's a shame to flop top 2 pair and then not getting any value because the run out is so terrible. Okay, folding everywhere. Okay, here just calling behind. Alright, time to leave this pot after a c-bet and a call, and now the ace comes on the turn, but we might still be behind, although now that they're both checked, I would feel confident to have the best hand. And yes, there was the jack there and pocket 9, so we are behind on the flop. So happy with a fold. Off and king jack off. Going to raise queen jack off to 4 big blinds. He now raises us to 12. That's interesting. Going to call. It's a decent flop for my hand. That's not too shabby either. Problem is he now shoves. I do not love this one at all. We have 12 outs probably. That's about 25% we're getting. In these we don't quite get the right price. I'm going to raise this once more. I'm just gonna fold, and I'm just gonna fold this hand here. It's shown so much strength. Okay, I will have to fold my queen jack open. This would have been a nice flop for my 9-5 that I hit on the other table. Now we have ace-10 off. Here queen deuce off will be a fold, especially against the 3x raise. I'm going to raise this one small. So normally in a cash game I would raise to about 7.5 big blinds, but in tournament where we are short and stacked, I'm okay to just go like this. And again, this is a hand that I'm not entirely sure if it's the right candidate to 3-bet in position, because it's almost a little too good for that. And I am getting punished straight away. I'm going to fold it now. He put in a bit more than a third of his stack. This player tanking a lot again. We are going to limp our a7 suited. He's raising us again, and now I can just go with a check with a limp raise, and it gets through this time. We are getting 3-bet on this table, 3 at the bottom. We have Jack 10 suited, assuming the big blind folds, which it doesn't do. He jams. Okay, well then, I guess we are out with our Jack 10. Interesting to see what he does. I hope he calls. I would like to see a showdown, see what hands they had. He does call. Pocket nines versus ace queen. Pocket ace queen wins. And player pocket nines is out. So what's the situation here? 6th out of 21 players. We're doing all right on all three tables. King deuce off, I will fold. Ten six off, definitely a fold. 9-7 suited in early position, not good enough. King 5 versus King deuce, okay. Not a lot of playable hands at the moment. I hope it'll change soon, but we're still well in the race. We are 7th out of 32 on this table, 5th out of 20 on table 1, and 6th out of 21 down here. King 9 suited against a raise. Can go with a 7.4. Check for fold. I choose this size as well because if he raises, he has to go quite. He has to jam. And here I can go quite small. Here we have a raise and an all in. Here, this guy check raises us. And against the check raise, there's not much I can do. In this case, I will just have to fold. Okay, so now we are 7th out of 20 still. Not that it really matters. Just checking when late registration ends. So still got about 40 minutes on this one. This one ends in 15 minutes. Okay, Queen 10 is a fold after a raise and a 3-bet. Okay, deuces never loses. Let's see how true that statement is. Queen 3 suited, we can raise this one. We're basically on the button. The button is dead. And we take it down. Okay, this is interesting. This guy called, although he has very short stacked. Now he bets. Question is whether we want to just jam this for. And he snaps us off and he 10. Okay. Well, but my idea was that if he calls there with non-pair pre-flop, he might just try and take a stab there, and then for protection I check jammed, because the jam was not very big, but unfortunately we got caught there, and maybe that was a bit too optimistic what I did in this instance. I must say the level of play is not that terrible here, so in cash games during the day, European time, they are actually worse than, like, the player level is worse than here in these tournaments. I've not seen a lot of really bad play. Okay, queen jack off, we can raise this one, might be a bit too loose. And called by the small blind, and the big blind jams. Easy fold. Why was I sitting out? Yeah, this is a tricky one. I'm going to raise it. Ace 10 off. That's a pretty decent flop for our hand. I'm going to start with a check though. Even though I think I probably have the best hand. I'm going to try to induce, because I don't think I will get called by a lot of worse hands. And again. Now I'm just going to go fairly small. He declined the opportunity to bluff twice, so I didn't think that he would start doing it on the river. And unfortunately, I just fold anyway. Yeah, pocket sevens is a tricky one when you're 30 big blinds effective. I am going to raise this one up now. If he jams, I still have an easy fold. So that's what he does, and that is an easy fold. Yeah, not been going too well for the past 10-15 minutes or so. Right, here we have a limper for the first time that I'm seeing a limp from someone who's not in the small line. really pretty card dead. And a few marginal hands that I've had, I've just lost loads with them. Queen 9 suited, which would be an open. Okay, raising it up. Take me down. That's quite good. Here we can raise King Queen suited. Okay, pocket sevens. For 20 big blinds, this will be a shove. My first exam today. King 8 suited, we can call even in the small blind. Not the flop I was hoping for. Suited, definitely worth a raise. King Jack off, also worth a raise. Get called by the small blind where we opened Ace 2 suited, and this by the big blind as well. I am going to go for a small bet, basically for protection. If we can get a hand like King Jack or Queen 9 to fold, that would be excellent. Especially because there are two players, and yep, we do get folds. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, here, this one's interesting. I'm gonna start with a 25% bet. We open in early positions, so that's a very good board for our range, and we do get the fold indeed. So 32 big blinds here, 33 here, and 40 down here. This is proper tournament poker. And we have pocket fours. Raising it up. I was considering shoving. This guy shoves. Okay, so we have to call 18 to win 24 almost. So, I mean, I'm getting just about the right odds against two overcards. And if he has an overpair, I don't get him. So, unfortunately, this will have to be a fold. Had he been a bit shallower, then I could have called. But there's no point in calling that. If it had been the tournament down here, the PKO, then I would say it would have definitely been worth calling there, but not in a regular tournament. Okay, ace 6 off. Alright, so there is a raise to 2.4. I can just about call here. Here, I'm gonna attempt this again with this ace-6 offhand, this time raising to 5 big blinds. Here we have a gut shot. And we get him to fold with our 7-eye, which is great. Okay, so this is nice now. Ace-10, 3. We are going to bet around quarter pot with our top pair, no kicker. We get called. Now we are still 23, just over 1 and the SPR. Just gonna check behind. That's good news that he checks the river as well. Right here we can raise ace-10 off, but no point in betting again. I think checking is fine, and he rivered a jack there, but I don't know if he would even have called. So quite happy with that. King-10 off is another one of those where I am going to 3-bet this one in position. I have been 3-betting quite a bit, 3-betting light, that is. And that's because I haven't really had a lot of good hands. Here on this board, I will go with a tiny, let's say, 2.2 bet. And we get a snap fold. Pocket 7s now. Yeah, it's very tricky to play these small to medium pairs when you have a stack size of 30 to 40 or anything between 25 and 50 big blinds. Okay, everyone in their dog called. Not much we can do now with third pair in a full weight pot. And there is a fairly big bet from the button. There is not much I can do. Down here, opening queen-9 off. That's interesting. Then they shoved there, and we got it through with our queen-9 off on table 3. That is excellent news. So just a reminder, you can sign up to win 5 times $100 on CoinPoker MTT credit. Just check out the link below, click on it, and here we do have to call with 8-3 suited, only to whiff the flop. A 3 is nice. And the king was really bad, because if he had any sort of a king there, that he checked for showdown value, he now got there. Oh, he even had pocket queens. Right, we have pocket sevens, and this guy just jams on our tiny raise, and I think I have to let them go. This is another one of those where I'm even if I know exactly that he has a hand like ace queen, it's just so marginal. Although no, this was the PKO tournament. This is actually annoying. I should have called there. I should have called, I think. I don't think it's a disaster, but I just completely forgot that it was a PKO, so I think it would have been a call just about. So, yeah, that was a mistake. Wasn't the first one, probably not the last one either. Queen 3 is fine. Bets. I am going to raise this one. Here we can raise ace 4 off. And we do get him to fold. That is great. Getting 3-bet by the small blind. I have to fold. This is a fold. Okay, jack 5 off. Well, thankfully there's a raise, otherwise I would have probably had to jam this one against this guy with 7.8 behind. And it's good that I called, because I folded, because there's ace queen, but I would have won this one with a 5. Queen 7 off, just raising on the button and getting it through. That is excellent. Jack 9 versus ace king. So, yes, you're just checking. If he bets this one, I'm just going to raise him again, which doesn't do, so I am going to bet myself. Right here, 9 places paid on this tournament here. Pocket kings is a nice one, and the 10 is nice here as well. We can now go for a value bet. And here I am going to raise this one. Pocket 4 is another interesting one. I am going to raise it, but it's not easy. And here, unfortunately, he folded where I had kings. That is annoying. You get calls all around. The pocket 4s, I can go for a c-bet. If I get hands like king jack or so to fold, that would be excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna call with king 10 suited. I'm just gonna fold a6 off, although I could consider raising, but they're just a little bit too deep. Okay, this I don't love. The ace is quite decent. Here, pocket fours. Now I am going to just check. And when he checks, I am happy to check behind. You might have something, but I'm still gonna check behind. And yeah, we get ace high. Okay, and here we can now just bet in the hope to take it down. It's unlikely that someone has an ace. We have pocket queens. This is nice. Going to raise them. And yeah, we did take the pot down with our king high on table 1. That's great. King 10 suited, table 2. Okay, we are getting a call there. I am going to check jam this one, probably. Yeah, with the king. Check. Okay, he didn't go for the bait. So I am now going to... Here I'm going to call with the king. And here I'm going to bet this one. It's actually a bit too big. And unfortunately he folds, and here just going to bluff catch. Nothing else to do with our king. And that is good. He wasn't actually bluffing, he was value betting with his 7 there, I guess. Oh, life looking alright now. So, how are we doing here? We are 5th out of 24 with 9 paid. 6th out of 23. So, still a long way to go. About this one, still late registration ends in 12 minutes. So for only 4 places are getting paid. Definitely folding queen deuce off. Ah, 9, 7. So I'm just gonna fold to the 3.5x raise. Okay, raising a6 off. Limping 10-3. We can go with a tiny bet on queen 9-8. Not ideal because you can have a lot of hands that are doing well on this board, but on the other hand, there is still stuff that I can get to fold. And I think now I do have to let it go though. A7 off, another attempt. Pocket 9s. Just taking it down. Getting 3 bet. think I don't have enough fold equity to jam, so I will have to let this one go. And there's a jam where we have 10 high, definitely folding. Ace queen, look at that. And pocket fives. We can just jam pocket fives. So queen, I am happy to just start with a check. He does bet. I'll check call this with the ace of clubs. Now bets big. I have to fold. What are we doing on table 3? 4 places paid at 9th out of 17. But still some time to go. And here I have to fold. King 3 suited. Just about a fold. Limp 8-3 off. We're gonna walk on this table here, table 2. Okay, just gonna fold my 8-3 off now. That's definitely part of the limp folding range. Pocket 8. Got raised by this player, but I think pocket 8s are good enough to just jam. And if he has a bigger pair, then GG. Look at that. 8s versus 8s. Excellent. Haven't seen that in a while. Jack 10 off. Fortunately, this guy makes it 3x. It's a bit steep. Still going to call, but not ideal. It's down here as well. Okay, let's raise. And we can now fold. Queen Jack, definitely not ideal. Queen Jack 6 going to just check behind. Checks again, that's good news. This guy raised to 2. Ace 9 is good enough, I think, to just re-jam against a button raise. And he now overbets this. What would he have to have for me to make this profitable? Something like, well, I don't see, like King 10, like almost everything kind of gets there, so I'm just gonna fold. Like I'm not a nit necessarily. I would have called here, but I just don't really see a lot of bluffs, even though we didn't filter at all. But like, what kind of bluffs does he have there? Ace high might not go for the overbet, so it would be king high, but then it has to be king 10 exactly, because like any other kicker would be a pair, which probably won't do. Okay. Ace 9 versus 8 9. Interesting. Okay, king 9 will be a call. So now I can just check. Okay, this is a decent flop for my hand. Okay, now I have here I can still just check. Unfortunately, no action with trip kings. Okay, this guy bets. We called in position. Okay, queen is nice both for our range and for our hand. Definitely going to continue barreling. But now, unfortunately, he folds, and I think we have another 5-minute break. Yep. So, see you soon. Hey, we have King Jack, but there is a jam, so definitely a fold. What's that? We're winning an all-in against a player who's sitting out, but it's good news. King, Queen. Raising it up. Fold. 9 paid and left are 17. Pocket nines. This is definitely a good candidate. Yeah, so just jamming this one against 13 big blinds for both of those. Absolutely jamming. Snap call by the small blind. Interesting. Ace king. Okay, well. We hold. King queen here again as well. Definitely raising. Just gonna call king queen. Winning another all in. Tiniest one. Okay, just need to give up now with king queen, unfortunately. Pocket sevens on the right table. Folding queen 4 off. Okay, this guy jams, and for this sort of jam, I can just re-jam. Ace 5 off. I don't want to do that. Okay, here we are losing against King Jack, sadly. So I really have to pay attention to the stack sizes. He's king suited. This could be the all-in hand. With aces, this could be an all-in hand. Right, so here, definitely jamming ace-king suited. And we're getting a snap call against nines, and with aces, absolutely nothing. Oh, but we do win down here. That is excellent. And everyone folded when we had aces. So that's great. Got $12.50 in bounties. I'm gonna check and then bet the turn. Get called. Trouble is, if he has any sort of a pair, he will call here. So I'm just gonna check. It's unlikely that he has a pair, to be fair. But now I've kind of botched it, so I have to fold. Okay, we have ace-4 off. We would need to jam. I'm just gonna fold. Just gonna jam pocket sevens for 28 big blinds effective, which is a bit on the high side, but don't want to have to play with the hand with them. And because it's a bounty tournament, I can get called lighter, which is fine too. Okay, raising ace-8 suited, because this is not such a great hand, and playing a 26 effective, I do not want that one. But we're getting 3-bet, so now I am going to call the 3-bet, flopping second pair. And he just jams. Getting 2-1. And I got 5 outs if he has an overpair. It's 10. It's about 20%. 2-1 is 33, so that's not enough really. You would have to have quite a few bluffs there as well. So I'm just going to fold this one. King, queen suited. Should we just jam for 15 big blinds? I think we should. Ooh, 10s versus jacks versus 6s. And ace king here. Where jam got through with king queen. Ace king also took down the blinds. Seven, 3 off in the big blind. Not exactly the hand I was hoping to see there. Big blind sitting out on table 1. So, how are we? 7 out of 11 with 9 places paid. Okay, so that is interesting to see. Top pair is quite good. We're getting there's a bet, so definitely calling. 9 not great for our hand. One would still call. No need though. He just checks. I will check behind. When he checks, is there like there's not really scope for betting. I don't want to go too thin here, so I'll just check. He did have a 4, but yeah, it's okay to just check behind in a tournament. Don't need to go too thin for value. Okay, fold. Here, 16 out of 20ths with here, 16 out of 20ths with 6 places paid. So definitely have to win a flip or so. Or just double up somehow. And on table 3, I'm 6 out of 10 with 4 places paid. We've got some bounty. Okay, Jack 10 off on the bounty table. We can raise this one. Definitely don't want to jam because they're incentivized to call light. Not sure if they would really do it, but they are incentivized to do that. Let's call in the small blind. And we pick up second pair. Okay, to just check it. Now we have an open ender to go with our second pair. So we will hand for hand on this table with 10. Oh yeah, this is the stone cold bubble now. And 8 out of 9. That is not great news. Oh, disconnected. Come on. Okay, we can check. Fold. And it checks again. So again, I don't need to go too thin. So just checking it down. He did have a 6, but that's fine. A 7 off early position is a fold. 6 places paid, we're still 20, so far from the bubble there. And here 10 left, 4 paid, still far from the bubble as well. And here, let me have a look. 44,000, 70,000, we are 6th out of 10. Definitely folding this one. So 9 places paid. Let's hope to get into the money, even though this is a small tournament. expert to trying to get into the money in all three of them. And not only that, but also trying to win them. 9-4 off will be a fold. Jack deuce off on the bubble. Should we jam with it? Probably not. Okay, blinds are going up on table 1, where we already only had 30 big blinds, now we have 10.8. Makes it easier to play, but I wish I had a few more big blinds. And this guy keeps raising to 3 big blinds, although he's only like 25 big blinds deep. Fair enough. So yeah guys, just a reminder once again, I'm giving away 5 times $100 CoinPoker chips. Not chips, MTT tickets I mean. So you can play a multi-table tournament worth $100 with a ticket. All you have to do is click the link below, sign up to my free newsletter and reply to the welcome email. That's very important that you do reply to that email. And then you will be in the draw, and you don't even need to put any money into your CoinPoker account. You just need to have an account. And if you want to open an account, I would suggest you open it with my bonus code, which is livepkrgd, or you can see it on the screen as well. And then you get a 150% welcome bonus up to $2,000. So if you put in $100, for example, you get $150 extra to play with. Now there are requirements to wager that money twice, so you won't just get it into your account. You have to play for it for a bit, but it's still great. And then you also get 33% rake back, which adds even more to it. So always, oh, hand for hand has ended here, so we are in the money, I guess. That is good news. I guess 9 players paid. Yep, we are in the money. Yeah, in the money. So yeah, you can be big in the money then if you win one of the 5 MTT tickets. And the thing is, like with the MTT tickets, that I think there won't be too much competition to get those. There might be more than 5 applicants, but it won't be a silly one. So that is quite good, I would imagine. So if you're gonna try, sign up below. Jack 8 suited, and the button raises. And we can call. Okay, here, table 1, there's a jam, not much we can do. Here, can't do much either. $10-4 off on table 1 and table 2. Just gonna fold on both tables. Where are we now on hand for hand again? Don't quite get this. Okay, ace 10 suited. Definitely going to raise. You don't understand why we are on hand for hand here when there are 9 players left. Okay, there is a call there. We are going to c-bet small. Okay, now we have a flush draw. Just going to check, and this is not a great card for us. That's one big blind. I just feel like unless I shove here, I won't get him to call, so I will just call with my ace high, expecting to lose a lot. Yeah. Maybe I should have raised, because it's basically not a bluff. But then again, I only need to be good 1 out of 10 times. So if he has 10% bluffs or overvalues a weaker ace X, then I'm already making a profit in that spot. I don't know if he really does it 10% of the time. Right, king 5 off. I am just going to call. I'm going to lose to him once again. As I will obviously have to fold this one. Table 1, just the driest run of cards now when I'm sub 10 big blinds deep. But there's nothing I can do. Holding ace jack versus sixes, and ace jack takes it down. 8-4 off, not a hand I can do much with. King 5 off, not a hand I can do much with. King left, what do we have here? 6-4 suited. Just have to fold this as well. I'm not on the bubble anymore, but still. So 8. It's off. Another fold. Jacks versus ace queen. So this guy had 2 flips in a row against the same player, I believe. 10-3 off, and I'm in the big blind. This is just really not going very well. We have 10-5 suited in the big blind. Definitely calling this one. Bets. I'm just gonna call once and then hoping to take it away. If he checks now, I will bet. Third pot. Does call, unfortunately. A6 against this guy now will raise a lot. I am so short stacked that I'm not gonna get a much better spot, and here I will just give up. Yes, pocket 10s, okay. I wouldn't have gotten him to fold that anyway. Yeah, I don't expect much fold equity here when I shove for 5 big blinds with A6, but okay, here we have 8 big blinds, not gonna do much. Yeah, so we are ahead, that's great, and we win it. Excellent. Getting some breathing space. And here, oh, I would have loved to jam this. So, what is 12.5-ish roughly. I just don't, I know it's a PKO, but I still think it's just not enough because we lose just all the ace X hands. There's an early position raise, so I think I have to fold king 7. here we are the shortest stack, which is no surprise. Into suited. Is that I am going to shove. I don't really know. This is a bit thin. Maybe it is too thin, especially because the big blind is so deep. But pocket sixes. That's not going to be great. Here we called, and we are going to just jam this one. And here we are out. At least we still got some money. We got $16.74. And here my jam went through. So I jammed there because we were so short, and if I get anything to fold, it's great. And if not, I have decent outs. Maybe my 2 cards are even live if he calls with ace high. And then that's 6 cards plus the 9 flush outs, and then I'm actually a favorite. So that's why I jam there. Okay, let's try and see if we can make it into the money at any of the other tables. How far are we? So we are lost here as well. 6 places paid, so we definitely need a double up soon. And the PKO tournament, 4 places paid. We are also lost, so we're lost everywhere. I kind of didn't go too well in the last half hour or so. Before that, it had been quite good, but now the shortest stacks, not so good. And these bigger stacks, they keep raising. But when I have a hand like Queen 8 off and only 12 big blinds behind, there's not that much that I can do. You can move the tables, make them a little bit bigger for you guys. Pocket 8, well, this isn't the hand to jam in the PKO. Okay, there was a raise, a 3-bet. Cold call of the 3-bet, so we're definitely out. Get called by ace jack. Hold. We lose to a flush. Okay, well, we lost the flip. Sadly. So now we are left with this one little tournament. At least we can make it bigger. And yeah, we are lost here as well, and only half of the places getting paid. But we do have pocket 4s. There's a raise. We do not have any fold equity, so the question is whether we just want to risk it with pocket 4s, which would be against, like, we would pretty much, well, okay, now, easy decision. We would have just about gotten our equity there. It's deuce off. If it folds around to us, which it doesn't, then I would have raised. Now, this guy raises a lot, so he won't have big hands every time, but the trouble is that we do not have any fold equity. So we really need a big hand to get it in against him. Yeah, shame in the PKO that we busted with a flip. Had we won that one, I think we would have had good chances to make it into the money. Now we have this one left, and then I might play a little bit of cash games after busting this tournament, so stay tuned. Tanking. Risking almost his entire stack to call here. So he does fold in the end. 8-3 off, we can get out of it. I am just gonna fire up some cash games. Hold up to 1025. Let's play 1025. Okay, easy fold again. These players are very active. Yeah, this is because EOM, he just keeps raising pretty much every hand. And now I think pocket sixes, I would have jammed against him, but this is the one time he decided to fold. Maybe because he has been raised a few times. And there is a jam. We have 6 big blinds. We're not going to get a much better spot. So I just have to call. This is hopefully 2 overcards. Yeah, it is. So, and there's the 10. So we are out, unfortunately. Another lost flip, but that's tournament poker for you. So we have busted, but never mind. Let's play a little bit of 1025. Or are there any 1025s open? Here we go. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Okay, soon we'll be in the action, at least on this one table. Let's see, is there another one? No, there is nothing else. Could go on the wait list. Okay, let's join the wait list on this one. 9-5 off. What a way to start a cash game. But we get a walk. Can't complain about that. Oh, why did I post there? That is weird. I didn't mean to post. How weird is that? Why did I post on table 1? Okay, now we can just try to take it down. And we do take it down. So lucky post, but still a weird post. I did post. Don't get it why. Ace queen off and big blind. Fortunately, early position raise, cut off 3-bet. Have to fold. So let's see what they're doing now. C-bet small. By the cutoff and the call. 7 shouldn't change anything. So big pocket pairs will want to continue barreling. Some bluffs might as well. And yeah, this is even on the smaller side. But he did barrel, and he barrels it for a third time. And it's kings versus sixes, and he got a snap call here. Very interesting. Okay, we are live on all 3 tables now. Well, live, I mean, I have a seat on all of them, because here on table 4 I will have to wait for my big blind, unless I somehow mysteriously post again. This is not what I wanted to do. Here I'm just going to check. Okay, this is fine. We'll just continue checking. There's no point in betting my pocket eights here, especially without a spade. Yes, maybe the ace of spade would call, but it might have bet anyway. So, not even sure he has that. And now we have a straight. When we have a straight, we can go for some value. 2/3 pot. With ace-5 suited in the big blind, but again, there was an early position raise, a 3-bet. Not going to call for that with ace-5 suited. Ace queen. Pocket 8 again on this table. Ooh, and this is a nice flop for ace queen. Going to bet small. Definitely betting, even though he might fold. It doesn't do. This is an annoying one. Still continuing to barrel. Getting raised by this player, and now we're getting check raised here. I am going to call both. And when he checks, I think, here we go for thin value. I think I'm just gonna check behind in here. Yeah, he had absolutely nothing there when he check raised. Going to call once. He checks now. Do I want to turn this into a bluff? I think I don't need to. He could have ace king, ace jack that he's given up. Okay, he's definitely going to raise. He's now saying he's got a fairly big hand. Problem is we're not deep enough for me to jam. And so I'm just gonna fold. Okay, on this board I'm starting with a check. When he checks, I am now going to bet my top pair good kicker. And he just folded. Pocket 3, low jack. Not going to open. Just half position. Not going to open either. King 9 suited, early position, I will also fold. Okay, there is a limp. It's good to know that this guy is a limper. And we can go quite big, 8 big blinds and a small blind. I'm happy with the fold. That's absolutely fine. We're out of position. I'm just getting 2.5 big blinds, including the small blind that I had posted. So I do not mind that. Ace 8 off against the min raise from the low jack. Still a fold. Pocket 10s. This will be a 3-bet. This is not a range bet board, so I will start with a check. I will now let him bluff. I don't think I can get a lot of value. Problem is now the queen is not bad for him, but I will still check. And we take it down. We'll win it. That's fine too. But showdown, even though he didn't show down, but it's still cool to show down. So yeah, in case you're joining now and you're wondering why it says that I play tournaments and then I play cash games, that is because I busted in all 3 tournaments. You can rewind if you prefer to watch that. But for now, I've decided to just add a few cash game hands. So all 4 of these tables are cash tables. 25 and now. Not going to play for too long, but definitely going to play for a bit. Pocket 8. Bet already owned by what I think is a rather aggressive player. So I am going to 4-bet this one. Oh no, sorry, there was a cold 4-bet now. I am going to fold my pocket 8s then. Okay, we would not have blocked the set, which is also good news. Oh, small c-bet and call in this 4-bet pot. Keeps barreling. And keeps calling. Jack, let's raise this one. Okay, let's check. 6 deuce. We have a 6, so let's just take our showdown value. But you know, overbets really heavily, so absolutely folding. 4, 5, 5. Just gonna check. A bit big. I'm just gonna fold my jack high. Suited. Rebet this. Seven deuce off. Definitely not tanking with this one. Four three suited on the button. Looks very nice, but let's see. Well, if there's a raise, definitely won't continue with 4-3 suited. Yeah, not much happening. Sorry about that. It's really a slow game at the moment. Not helping that I basically don't have any hands that are playable. Ace nine suited, that is a hand that I can raise in early position. And pocket kings is a hand that I could probably play. Okay, getting ace nine suited through. fully getting raised where we have the kings. And raised by hand that's not pocket aces. Doesn't look like we're getting raised. Oh, just getting the blinds. Three aces on the flop. Ten off. Well, it's definitely a fold now. Four deuce off. I'm really having such terrible cards. When I had the kings and the ace nine suited, everyone folded. Five for suited. I'm not going to three bet this guy because he's clearly a recreational player. Don't want that. Queen deuce suited. Also not going to bother. Seem to have deuce X in every table. Though now slightly better hands. Okay, here we can now. Okay, here we're gonna call. Here we're gonna raise. And Queen Jack, tricky one. I'm just gonna call here because he's just so short stacked. And that's a pretty good flop for me. And here we are just going to take a stab. And here we are going to call. Check again. It's half pot. Going to raise, mid-raise this. Here I'm going to overbet. Here I'm going to call. Everyone calls. We still only have second pair though. Checking, and here I am going to check behind now. Pocket nines. What happened there? Did I win this one? Or didn't even pay attention. Queen Jack. Yeah, I won it. Great. Right. So here I am just gonna check. Maybe he had ace king or ace 10. Yeah, he had ace king. So that was perfect. Got some value there. Yeah, pocket nines is an interesting one now. Oh, look at this guy. He just Really annoying. Because now he just made it so tiny, but he's just so short stacked, but not short enough because I can't jam. What do? I don't want to cold call the 3-bet, but I don't want to. Do I want to 4-bet here? I will 4-bet here. I will go 12 big blinds, which is like a tiny 4-bet, but hopefully I will get these players out and him calling. If he jams, probably fold. I have to fold pocket nines. He only started the hand with 46 big blinds, and he's a recreational player. But yeah, he did. He does min click it now, which is like over half of his stack, so definitely folding. It's an easy one. But yeah, I didn't want to cold call the 3-bet there. That would have been a bit odd. Maybe it wouldn't have been such a bad play with 2 others behind who I don't think they would squeeze us there. But that was my worry initially. So yeah, you could well have bad aces or kings there when you go so small. Ace 9 off is a fold. 7-4 off is a fold. Aces are not a fold. Where's the code 3-bet now? 4-bet. 5-bet. Okay, well, we do have a 3-bet at least. That's not bad. So we are going to make this one 18.4. And here this guy makes it 8 big blinds. And now we can just go 21 big blinds. It's clean. Now, if he wants to raise, he has to shove. Which it does. Okay. I mean, it is small blind versus big blind. Would he shove jacks, tens, ace king, aces, kings, queens, nines? Probably not really, so I think I have a fold. Here. I just don't see him have enough bluffs there, and even the hands like tens or jacks, I'm still slightly behind. If I knew that he had those, then a call would be profitable. Sadly, we lost 21 big blinds. I consider just calling there, but calling for 8 big blinds is just so weird, and then potentially being out of position to the fish, no limit, just didn't seem the right thing to do. Ace deuce off, just folded. 10. Decent flop. Raise 10. I will just check. I'm not going to overbet, and this would be an overbet or check one. 8, not amazing, but just going to check once again, and this is quite nice now. I'm going to go for some value, not too much. Potentially inducing something, or just getting a crying call from don't know what, but we did get some value. Okay, it's this weaker player here again. I'm just gonna 3-bet him in position with ace-9 off. Not the best possible hand for that, but still alright. King-queen off is a fold in such an early position against a raise. Here I could go for the... I can go for a little bet with my top pair, no kicker. When he checks here, let's raise king jack off. Now we're checking this one. Here we are calling. We do have top pair, but I'm still going to check. And here this guy bets. We have here we can just check. You will call. We'll call with king 4 off. Well, that is great. Okay, we have enough showdown value, I think. So I'm happy to call to check. And yet the same hand. Fair enough. What did this guy call the flop? Oh, there was no, there wasn't. He just called. Oh, with a gut shot. I see. Right here we can raise this one. Fold here. We can just call this. This will be. I'm gonna go with a fairly big one. And he just snap check raises me. I am going to call once, even though so this is what 2, 3, 4, 1. Here I'm going to try to win this one, and here I'll just have to fold my ace king, unfortunately. some notes about this guy. Okay, jacks on table 3. Okay, here we're getting 3-bet with the jacks, that's fine. Just gonna call. Obviously checking. He should check back a fairly strong range, so I will just check once again. And when he checks twice, I think I player again, raising to 7 big blinds now against this limper. Ace king on table 2. Okay, now he wakes up with a raise, so I'm just gonna fold my ace 9. Another 7 big blinds lost on this table, annoyingly. First it was 21 because he limped and then the other guy made it 8. Okay, this is interesting. Now, this guy cold 4-bets me. And with ace king, I definitely have a call. This is an interesting one. I mean, neither of us should have anything on this board. If it's half pot, it's already quite marginal, to be fair. Like, I am going to call once, but it's very marginal. This is interesting now, though. In the meantime, going to 3-bet my ace 10 against this player who called a 3-bet with king 4 earlier. And now he just jams this guy, so I am just going to fold, unfortunately. And he now donks for half pot. Still going to call. See what he does. He donks again for half pot. Okay, not going very well for us at all. I just keep having to fold everywhere. Here I am going to squeeze this one. Against these were both weaker players, but he just jams on me again. I just need a hand against them, but when I had aces on this table, everyone just folded. It's just really frustrating that whatever I try, it's not working. Queen and pocket tens, 2 playable hands for a change. That's a pretty good flop for ace queen. Calls. That turn is not ideal. I'm gonna check this one now. And then either call the river or like this is not ideal, but you could still have two pairs. I'm beating more than bluffs because I'm beating ace 10, ace 7, ace 3, queen 10. And I lose to flushes and sets, so I am going to call this one. And he did have the flush, of course. Yeah, it's really not going well today. This is just left and right. I just keep losing. Like on all four tables, I'm down now. Very unlucky. I even when I flop two pairs, I lose to a flush. I had ace king. I think someone else had aces or kings. I had to fold. Weaker players just kept barreling me. Here I'm just gonna join the fray with ace 3 suited. Because we have this weaker player and I want to play hands with him. They both check. I am definitely going to go for a bet here, hoping to fold out any overcards to my 3. But unfortunately the original raiser calls and the other player calls as well. Consider bluffing, but I don't know against two players and which one is a fish. Whether I really want to bluff there, and look at this, the fish now bets really big. So easy one for me to fold, even though it's another hand that I lose. I just can't seem to be winning a hand at the moment. But better times will follow. Suited now. And this will be another great value. Not ideal, but I do have to. I don't have to, but I think it's still good to go for the bet. And I can call weaker or fold out anything, that's great too. Here, don't think there's a lot of merit in betting against the weaker player, but now the good is quite good. Definitely going to bet this one. Calls and not ideal, but the snap check, not snap check. I can get some value from a king. Well, unfortunately, he just folds. This guy, king 6 offsuit, like great to play against, but unfortunately I've not had a lot of luck against him. Pocket 9s though would be a nice one to play if he calls, especially. Which he does, and I'll call that too. Not the best flop, but not the worst either. He spots it now against 2 players, and I have someone behind me. So unfortunately, already I have to fold my beautiful looking pocket 9s. This guy just jams, okay. Either be a flush draw or a big pair, and it's interesting that he just folded. Okay, good to know that he donks pot and then folds. Or 3 suited. I'm raising this. I think this guy in the small blind might not be a reg because he started. I mean, he has 100 big blinds here on table 2, but on table 1 he's got 80 big blinds. And this guy now 3 bets me from the big blind. I think this is a hand that's quite innocuous and I can call. Look at this. Really good flop. Definitely this is a good one to raise. Call. Ace won't really help me much. Okay, and here when he bets so big, 5, 7, 9, 10, I think I'll just call. Oh, you rivered the boat. And this guy now just jams. Oh, this is annoying. So I'm got 12 outs. I'm getting 25%. I mean, this is what I need. Right? Ooh, here I'm going to call the pocket 10s. 25%. And I'm getting not quite that. So, unfortunately, I have to fold. But this is quite nice here. Having. Okay, I am just going to fast play this now. If he has aces, kings, or queens, he's not going to get away. Unfortunately, I mean, this is a really annoying turn because it'll either slow down the action or he has the flush. So I'm going to continue with a small bet. He calls. And there's nothing else to do to jam here, despite everything. I am just gonna jam. Aces and kings will still call me. This guy now bets big, okay. Ooh, this is a nice flop. We have pocket 5s. But once he so if we did not get called again now. I'm just gonna check. He had a boat there, wow. You just check the river. I'll call here. happened? I missed that. I won it. Great. Finally, a hand that I won there. Ooh, this guy cold calls the 3-bet. That's fine. So I am going to cold call it, but to call it as well. Bet. Well, this is not bad. The top set. Oh, and again a flush. This is just like so unlucky every time. Okay, here the 4-bet. Right here, I just have to close my eyes and call it with a set. It might overvalue something. Yeah, that is good. Okay, on this river, am I going to bet? Just gonna check it down, hopefully. Yep, we win it. Okay, finally, a couple of pots going our way. Okay, here we are heads up now. Players leaving everywhere. Calling 10-5 suited. Not exactly the flop I was looking for. I'm just gonna give up. But I'm also going to sit out. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave this table now. And I am going to leave all tables soon. Yeah, not a lot has gone our way today, but I did win a big all-in towards the end now against this player down here, table 4, the one that closed. So that was a nice one to get towards the end. Might save my session. So I think I'm pretty much flat for the session after that big win there. And with a 33% rakeback on CoinPoker, that is pretty good because it means that I even have some profit from the session if it ends like this. And this is it for today. Thank you very much. We made a small profit, I believe. Yeah, about $5.